workable ideas in terms of what you need to do. Let's go a little further down here. Another thing that clients are very concerned about is staff costs. The rising cost, as you probably know, of health insurance for the staff. Practice A, in my analysis, has reduced their health insurance costs by putting in a health savings account, an HSA. Now, it's not for everybody, but for this particular practice, it worked out great. And as you can see, the health insurance, not only for the staff, but for them as well, dropped dramatically as compared to Practice B, who continues to pay the low deductible, high premium cost. I'm not saying it's for every practice, but it's worth looking at, doing the analysis. Does it work for your practice? I think I talked about the interest expense. When you borrow, you got to pay the man, and that's the bank. The credit cards, you got to pay interest for the use of their capital. So these guys are now expending much more money on interest expense. Do you see how I use the accounts receivable as the catalyst, but do you see the snowball effect? This is the snowball effect of what it's going to cost you, and I've seen it. This is not theory. If you look at staff costs, let's talk about staff costs, and I want to refer you to Exhibit, page 14, Exhibit E. I do a lot of compensation work with my clients, and a lot of my clients have no idea what a staff member costs them. So what they do is, every year comes up, bingo, a raise, 3% CPI, maybe some merit. And in the dental community is a funny community. It's very, there's a lot of whisper down the lane. So-and-so, the hygienist over here is making this much money. So-and-so, the dental assistant over here is making that much money. I'm only making this much money. But what you need to be clear with an employee is, what exactly are they making? Let's look at this case of a $21 an hour dental assistant. This dental assistant has a good vacation package, which I've quantified for the client. They receive health insurance, retirement, continuing ed, and a holiday bonus. So that $21 an hour easily jumped to $27.39, the true cost. And I'm not even talking about the match on the payroll taxes. This is just the cost plus the benefits. When the employee comes up for a raise, if you just focus on rate, okay, you could end up in a world of trouble. But it's important to let the employee know everything they are getting. Years ago, I worked with an orthodontist, and we had a meeting, and I was trying to do some compensation work with him and helping his staff to develop compensation packages. And they were talking about their raise, but they had just gotten a new health insurance policy in there. A lot of them started to qualify for the profit sharing and 401k, and the doctor flipped out and said, "Where do you think all this money's coming from? The money tree?" And the point he made was right. People think rate, but they don't understand what it costs the practice. It comes right off your profit to health insurance, retirement, continuing ed. So it's important to let the employee know what they're getting and quantify it. Don't just say, you're making $21 an hour and you're getting all those great benefits, 2 weeks off, health insurance. Quantify it. Give them something that they can sink their teeth into. The other issue that comes up with staff compensation, and in this particular illustration, I left the staff compensation the same for both entities, okay? And I left the staff compensation the same because I didn't want to blast Practice B into oblivion. But trust me, if a practice is not efficient, that staff compensation, that's going to look a lot worse for Practice B. It really is. Because he's just throwing it out there in terms of increases and he's not managing it. But I, to give them a break, left it in there. Let's talk about capitating salaries. And particularly you retirement-minded people, this is important to realize. Employees may be with you a long time, and that's a great